Hey everyone, and welcome back. I hope the second week of this isolation is treating you all well. I see most classes are all online now, so hopefully you're back in school and you're getting your education on. But I just wanted to welcome you back to week 2 online classes for us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get warmed up. And since our warm-up is pretty much the same every week, I'm just going to put on the video for the kids. Same warm-up we do for everything. All right, let's watch it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Always got to get that blood pumping. Feel free to mix up your jumping jacks. Play around with it. See if you can do 3-stage. As long as you're jumping, that's all that matters. Just a few more, we're almost there. All right, washing machine. Good, we roll our head. And our shoulders. Other way. And we take one arm and swing it forward. And backwards. And the other arm. And backwards. Good. We do our wrists. Already getting stuff all over my blanket. Good. We do our hips. And the other way. Good, we circle one knee. Draw our circles on the ground. And draw the other circle. And then our ankles. Other ankle. Good, and now our seal stretch. Oh. Man, I don't know about you guys, but after a week of being off, this sure does feel good. Feel free to pull up your knees if you want. My head's so close to my feet, aren't they? I don't think so. All right. And just because we're off doesn't mean we're not doing bridges. We've still got to get those backs more flexible, especially our shoulders, okay? So get ready for the first bridge. All right, 3,
2, 1, everyone up. Keep those heels flat on the ground. Good, come on down. Roll those wrists out. Oh, looky, I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but I have a butterfly on my cherry tree. I can only see it while I'm upside down doing bridges. All right, get ready for bridge number 2. 3, 2, 1, everyone up. Don't come down. Good. Oh, I need to roll those wrists out again. And get ready. We're ready for our third one, right? All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Everyone up. Feel free to cross a leg, extend one up, whatever you want to do on. Don't come down. 3, 2, 1, everyone come down. Good. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Good. See if you can touch your feet behind. Oh, almost. I'm rolling uphill. I can't do it. There we go. All right.
All right, now that we're all warmed up and ready to work out and get this class going, I'm actually going to start us a little bit different than what we're used to doing. I know we normally don't do forward rolls in this class, but I did want to go over some of them because I really want us to work on our step outs. And this is mainly so we can combine things later on, and this is also something easy to incorporate into a dance. So I'm pretty sure we all know what step outs are at this point. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate and then you guys join in. Notice how I'm standing up after each one, ready for that next skill, okay? So really point that toe, extend that leg forward. A few more times. Always landing with those arms forward, ready for our next thing. If you stumble a little bit. I know my yard is a little unlevel, so it's hard to get a good balance. But now that we've done that, let's go ahead and do our handstand preps. Just like last week, I want us to start working really on going up to that full handstand before we come down. Don't forget to breathe while you're doing it. I know I notoriously hold my own breath. And of course, switching legs between each one. All right, you don't have to hold it as long as I did on that last one, but it's always good practice. Okay, we've gotten our forward roll step outs, we've gotten our handstands, now let's go ahead and move on to our cartwheels. So our cartwheels, I really want you to focus on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right, try and start working on getting them to look the exact same, regardless of the way you go. Notice how I'm hesitating very little between each cartwheel. That's what I want you guys to work on. Land, and immediately go into the next one. All right, keep working them. Now the reason I specifically wanted us to work on our forward roll step outs is because I want to start working on combinations. That is a great way to start a combination, especially when dance is involved. So let's just start with our forward roll step out cartwheel. See if you can do it on both sides. I'm much better on my right side doing the combination than the left, but it still doesn't hurt to practice both sides. Hopefully my camera angle is wide enough and you're able to see me when I go off camera a little bit. Keep practicing them. Try and make sure they're fluid. No hesitation between the forward roll and the cartwheel. Really work on that. Next up, since you guys are the teens and you all have walkovers on your own, work on your cartwheel, back walkover, cartwheel, front walkover. Cartwheel, land, back walkover. And remember, for the front walkover, you pivot to keep going the same direction. Clearly I cannot do a walkover, so I'm imitating it. You guys pause this video and work on it a few times. In fact, I know a couple of you are definitely working on switch leg. So work on cartwheel front walkover, cartwheel back walkover, and then work on both using switch legs. Next up, let's work on our cartwheel step together variations. So in this variation, we're going to do our cartwheel step together, back shoulder roll. I'm not looking for a fish flop or a flip flop, so just a simple shoulder roll is more than fine. Just try to make sure you're combining it smoothly. Remember, it is a shoulder roll, so you should be rolling primarily on your shoulder. Your head really shouldn't be involved at all. You can see when I'm doing it, I really use the bent arm to push myself over onto that shoulder more than regular. Keep practicing it, see how you go. And for those of you guys who want, of course you can try the fish flop and flip flop instead of just the back shoulder roll. But in my grass, I really don't want to do it. I don't have a very nice lawn. But you guys pause this video and keep working on it. For those of you more advanced, I see a couple of you are still working on your back handsprings, even though I'm not spotting you. Bravo, that's awesome. I was very proud to see those videos. So this is a challenge for you guys specifically. So this will be our cartwheel step together back handspring. And I'm going to show you the drills to get used to this. Don't think about combining them first. Think about it being a cartwheel step together, land, and then back handspring. Step together, back handspring. So take that hesitation in the middle. Be fine with it. Take a breath, find your balance, make sure you're stable here before going into the back handspring. Eventually, try and make that a shorter and shorter time until it's all one skill. So as you see on that one, I immediately brought my foot down and went in for the back handspring. So that's what we're eventually going for on that. Work on either your standing back handsprings, standing back handspring step outs, or the cartwheel step together back handspring, depending on your level. Those of you guys who do not have your back handspring yet, now is a great time to keep working on those walkovers. Really start focusing on those legs, getting those toes pointed and those legs straight. Don't forget, switch legs are always a good thing to work on as well. Pause this video and practice. All right, for the next combination, we are going to combine several skills together just to see if we can get the flow. This is going to include a reversal, meaning we start traveling one direction, but then we reverse to travel the other. Watch and see how I do it. So it's going to be our cartwheel step together, forward roll, step out, cartwheel. It's a very simple combination. Now, hold on, I've got dirt in my eye. Now, if you want, you can definitely add to the combination. So where I did cartwheel step together, forward roll step out, try doing your cartwheel step together, back handspring, forward roll step out, cartwheel. So that way you're going several skills this way and several skills that way. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of space to really pull it off, but I have faith in you guys that you will be able to. I'm sure you guys are all doing a great job at home. Can't wait to see more videos. Next up, let's work on something we haven't worked on yet in these videos. Let's start working our aerials. Ava, I know you have your aerial, you just need to get outside and practice it more. Everyone else, for those of us who are working on it, we're actually going to do this in stages. We have two stages, one called a pop cartwheel and one called a dive cartwheel. Those two stages will help you get used to what an aerial will feel like. So I will demonstrate the pop cartwheel first. Just like in our back handsprings, how we have to pop off of our arms, the pop cartwheel is very similar. So we cartwheel into it, then pop through our shoulders to get a little bit of air, get a little airborne on the other end. Did you see how I got a little bit airborne there at the end? That's what we're looking for. You can also start practicing your landing for your aerial on that by really landing square down with that knee right over that ankle for support. And I'm sorry if it's a little windy and I'm not sure how my mic is doing, so I'm sorry if you have to turn this up really loud and it's got a lot of background noise. So let's do the pop cartwheel again. Again, this will go better the faster your cartwheel is. If you're slow in your cartwheel, it's definitely going to be harder to pop through. So give that cartwheel a little ump as you go into it. See that ump, that push through the shoulders that got me airborne toward the end. That's what we're working for. The next step, of course, you can pause now and work on it a few times, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the next step anyway. That's our dive cartwheel. That's where the jump, or the airborne aspect, happens in the beginning of the cartwheel. That means not only do we have to jump off of our leading leg, but we also have to kick really hard through our back leg to help us get over quicker. I'll go ahead and demonstrate. That one's a little harder to demonstrate, especially from a standing position. So if you feel like a step hurdle will help you in that, please feel free to do so. With the step hurdle, you can see I was clearly airborne before the cartwheel and then landed onto it. Now eventually, that back leg kick is what's going to carry you over to the full aerial. So if you're not doing leg stretches, I highly recommend it, because the less flexible your hips are, the harder that aerial is going to be. I'll demonstrate that dive cartwheel one more time. Hopefully I got good and airborne so you can really see where that airborne aspect of that cartwheel is. Go ahead, pause this video, and work on both cartwheels. If you want to give a go at the aerial, I definitely recommend it, especially if you have a mat at home. Just be safe. Finally, today we're going to work on one other new skill, and that is, you can call it a couple of different things. You can call it a front walkover with a pop, especially those of you guys who have bendy backs and have those front walkovers really easy, or you call it a front handspring step out. For me, it's definitely a front handspring step out since I don't have the shoulder flexibility or the back flexibility you guys have. I recommend starting this from standing. Worst case scenario, you land on your butt because your feet don't get over, or you just wind up doing a walkover. Don't think too hard about this skill. All right, so just like our pop cartwheel, just like our back handsprings, everything's coming from a push in our shoulders. You'll be able to see that clearly when I go over. Let me demonstrate it. There, you guys can definitely see my lack of back flexibility. I'm sure it's not very pretty, but that gives you the idea. You can see I kick up hard and fast, immediately push through my shoulders to get myself airborne and landing on my feet. I'll demonstrate it one more time, then I want you guys to pause the video and try it a few times yourself. Oh, okay. Oh, that time was way harder for me. I hope you guys have way better success. Go ahead and pause the video and I'll get back to you. All right, if you were pausing this video and working on the skills as often as I said for you to, then you've definitely gotten a good workout today. I know I have. Even though you guys haven't seen it, I've probably went through more than half my water during this class. Always make sure you're stopping for water. That's very important. Other than that, I want you guys to keep working the balancing skills we went over last week. Replay those videos. They're shorter than a normal class, so you have plenty of time to do it. Also, Miranda is putting up conditioning videos that I'm videoing as well. I highly encourage you guys to all do those videos. You don't have to do the entire conditioning video. I do break it up into 8-minute segments. So each, like if you watch it and pause, watch it and pause, watch it and pause, then you only have to do 8 minutes of conditioning at a time. But I still encourage it, and I'll be posting another one later. So make sure to keep your guys' eyes out, and I hope everything's treating you well. Talk to you soon.